The DualSense Edge controller. I've tested it out with quite a few games, using different presets and customization that it allows you in the settings menu. I did about 4 of them, I believe, for different types of games. Changed some buttons around, even the left analog stick. I changed as well the sensitivity on certain games. The first set of games I played were like third-person shooters. So on games like The Last of Us Part 1, it's pretty slow-paced. Really, that I used it differently from a standard DualSense controller. Um, I didn't really utilize the paddles that much. So in this regard, I suppose, does it add much weight and much difference? No, not really, not for me, for games like this. But it felt great. Yeah, that was about it for this type of game. I don't think you really going to see that much difference because you don't really need it, really. Because Last of Us is pretty slow. You don't need to spin around on a dime. The sensitivity is fine. So yeah, I didn't really need paddles. But hey, I thought I'd still test it out just to see what was going on here. Now this is probably one of my favorite games on any PlayStation system. Horizon Forbidden West. Now this I did change a bit. I used the paddles here with this so that I could do a couple things rather than take my hand off the shoulder buttons and having my thumb, sorry, off the shoulder buttons and having to use it for the face buttons. So this was really nice with the DualSense Edge controller. So there was definitely a difference here. And I was able to play, but I mean I haven't played this game for a little while, so it's a bit rusty. I actually forgot some of the buttons. But yeah, it was very good with this particular controller as opposed to the standard DualSense. I did use the extra features. I didn't change analog sensitivity at all, but for me the paddles definitely came in handy with this game, and I preferred it to playing without the paddles. Ah yes, the game that everyone went crazy over and then disappointed so many. I mean, with the updates, this game's actually better now. But yeah, Callisto Protocol, another slow-paced game, but another one where I did use the paddles. You'll have to excuse my lack of skill here. I actually forgot some of the buttons as well while playing this game. But anyway, yeah, I found the paddles to be really nice in this game. I'll use the dome paddles on the DualSense Edge. I have, I believe, the right bumper set for run, I believe. Yeah. And I think the left bumper for crouch, so I don't have to use the face buttons. So yeah, this is another game that I found that worked out pretty well with the DualSense Edge. I did change the stick for a bit more sensitivity, because this game is that much slower and heavier even than The Last of Us Part 1. So the DualSense Edge definitely came in handy for this game. It's still rather enjoyable. I like this game. I know a lot of people don't. And the DualSense Edge made it even more enjoyable to play. This is the closest I'm going to get to first-person shooter. I don't really do first-person shooters, but Returnal, whoa, what a game. Now this is where the DualSense Edge, I believe, really comes into its own. With some tuning in its own options, you can have it so that this game you can spin around on a dime. The slightest inputs can be the difference between life and death in this game, literally, or to restart it, I should say, because when you die you go back to the start. So yeah, I use everything that they gave me with the DualSense Edge on this one, and you will be playing better with the DualSense Edge on this game. So I can only imagine on a first-person shooter that it'd even be better. I mean, I was using the paddles, changed the sticks, I took it off a default. I can't remember what profile I had, but I've actually made up a profile for this game on DualSense Edge. I'm just gonna start calling it an Edge, the Edge controller. I think it's function and square is my preset saved as. Yeah, you'd have to excuse my gameplay for this particular little mini boss. I didn't expect this sucker to come in so early and be so hard. And he almost bamboozled me. But yeah, anyway. No, this game's great. The Edge controller makes this game even better to play as far as I'm concerned. You don't lose anything from the standard DualSense. It's all the haptics. But just those extra features and tweaking, you get that extra mile in this game and you will go further. So this is definitely a game to put the Edge controller through its paces, for sure. Then I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Racing games. This is a PS4 game, but what I did differently here, because I'm using an analog stick, I set up a profile for this game, and I'm actually using the analog stick in its digital form. So it emulates like a digital controller, so I'm assuming like a D-pad, or for want of a better word, an old arcade stick. So no matter how much you push it, you're going to get the full movement all the time. And I found the control really nice. I found it a lot, yeah, I would say a lot easier to play than D-pad, but I don't think this game actually has D-pad. But compared to when I was just using the normal DualShock controller, it was really good. And I believe this is Dirt 5. I just used the standard default settings for the left analog stick on this game. I changed, I think it's handbrake. I moved that to the right bumper once again, so I didn't have to take my thumb off face buttons. So yeah, I just use it for that. And this game was really enjoyable with the Edge controller. I don't think you're going to get that much extra performance out or eat down your lap times, but it does add a little bit of difference. Gran Turismo 7, I didn't do it here in this recording, but I was messing about in manual gears, and the paddles are really good for changing the gears up and down as you need to. So this game definitely you'll see faster times with an Edge controller as opposed to the standard DualSense controller. But unfortunately I didn't do it here in this footage. But yeah, and the analog stick, I changed the sensitivity as well, so for sure. Then I believe I went to test out the D-pad, so I just did some 2D stuff. The D-pad is definitely much more responsive than the DualSense. It's not spongy, it's a bit more clicky. I was still playing via Bluetooth and not wired, so perhaps if I was wired it'd be even more responsive, as opposed to, just a little bit of lag there, but I don't know. But yeah, the D-pad was much better, I found. I have 4 DualSense controllers, 2 white and black when I got the PlayStation in 2020, or PlayStation 5 sorry, in 2020, and I got a Cosmic Red and the black one. I think that the black one has a better D-pad than all the others, but even that one is still kind of mushy compared to the Edge controller. And here, this is where I definitely noticed it on a platform game. It was very precise. I didn't realize that the standard DualSense was a little bit imprecise. I think it's the up diagonals and the down diagonals sometimes you really have to push them hard. But on the edge, I don't know, it just seemed to be so precise with the movements. So yeah, I just found it a lot easier, and no real accidental deaths. And this game, you would know if you played. Shoot, I forgot the name of this game. Dead Cells. Dead Cells. My bad. Uh, Scrolling brawler, River City Girls. I would have put River City Girls too, but for whatever reason, it's capped at 30 frames per second until that patch comes out. But anyway, I needed precise inputs just to see. I didn't miss any with the edge. Once again, the D-pad comes in clutch. It's just a better D-pad as far as I'm concerned than the standard DualSense. This game, I can't remember the name, but it's a PS4 shoot 'em up or shmup, whatever people want to call it. I actually once again used the analog stick on this one and put it to the digital setting, so it emulated more of a arcade stick feel. It was very precise in this game. I didn't die, even though I took some early on footage. I went really far in the game. I was like, oh my god, and I hadn't played this game for months. So yeah, really impressed with the edge, and it's definitely worth a buy. If you have the money to spare, go ahead and get it. Can't go wrong. Why not? Peace.